And so, I'll give you an example. I built my business organically on social media. I wrote a book about social media contagion theory and viral marketing called
Yeah.
Vironomics
Yep.
in 2012. That book is more relevant today than it was when I wrote it.
Yeah.
And it's my playbook right now. I decided to start using Instagram again 3 weeks ago, 3.5 weeks ago. No, about 3 weeks ago. And my account was like pretty much dead. Yeah, I had like 22,000 followers, but I never really used it. I'd get 50 to 100 likes and maybe like 0 to 1 comment on each post, right? Because I really deeply understand the psychology of why people use social media, I was able to immediately go in and craft messages and engage with people appropriately on this platform. I still don't really know how Instagram works. It kind of doesn't matter, right? If you're trying to build content that maximizes and takes best advantage of the algorithm today, you're going to have your ass handed to you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because you're just never. And so, in 3 weeks, I've been able to take a previously dead account with 22.1 thousand followers. I now have close to 29,000. So I've grown about 6,000 followers. The right followers, perfect followers for me, because part of the strategy is understanding who you want and going out and finding them.
Yeah.
And you do that through your messaging, and then you do that through strategic outreach. And we've reached over 600,000 people organically through the account. And every single one of my posts now has over 1,000 likes and 100 plus comments, right? In 3 weeks, right? We were able to do that. Why? Because I understand why people use these platforms. And the number one thing that I'll say to coaches is, and where I see a lot of coaches going wrong that have a lot to offer on social media, because I mean, my entire platform, my entire goal this next year is to bring the fitness industry together. Like, I don't even care if I sell anything. It's just we got to bring the good people of the fitness industry together to be able to combat the idiocy in the industry. And one of the ways to do this is me leading by example of saying, hey, here's how you actually get people to care and listen to you on social media with the right kinds of messages that are true to you. And what it comes down to is understand what game you're playing and what game you're not playing. And don't try to play a game that's not right for you. And so, to make it a little bit less abstract, there's this question in fitness always, do you have to be ripped to be a successful personal trainer? Right? Does it really matter what you look like? And the answer to that question is, if you market like a ripped personal trainer, then yes, you have to be a ripped personal trainer. If you're going to play that game, you have to embody that game.
Yeah.
If you market the same way as those people, i.e. if you play their game, but that's not the right game for you, you're going to have your ass handed to you, right?
Yeah.
If you try to market based off of paid ads and conversions, and you're competing with a low-end membership site, you're competing with Beachbody, with Peloton, with whatever. Good luck, bro.
Yeah, right.
You're competing with a company that spends $100 million a year on ads. Your 50 grand ain't going to do shit, right? It's not the game that you're playing. That's the point. If you are a personal trainer who has, say, lost a lot of weight, overcome serious adversity in your life, maybe your family situation when you were young was really, really difficult, or maybe you come from a very unhealthy upbringing, or maybe you overcame drug addiction or food addiction or whatever, right? Your game is how well you are able to tell that story emotionally, and how well you're able to attract people who connect with you based off of your story, not how you look. Because that's not a game that big conglomerate corporations can play. And that's not a game that Billy, the IG fit kid, 21-year-old, lives in his mom's basement, eats meatloaf every day, and is shredded to all hell because he has no responsibilities in his life, can play.
Yep.
Right? And by the way, the people who will spend money on you because you actually are a real human being and an adult have way more money than Billy the IG Fit kid who can only sell $20 ebooks because his entire audience is 16 years old and doesn't know anything about anything.
Right.
Right. Because nobody knew anything about anything when we were 16.
Yeah.
Like
just running in there and picking up weights and then running out.
Well, I mean, even just about life, like, you know, I was a 21-year-old personal trainer holding my clients in contempt for being 7 minutes late to their session. You know, my client's the chief of psychiatry at the biggest hospital in Toronto with 3 kids. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, I can't believe he couldn't make it. He's so bad at time management.
Yeah.
I can't believe he made it here at 4:37 p.m. today.
How
it's
dare
like,
they?
Maybe something went on in the psych ward. I don't know. You know, like I just knew nothing, right? Like, like people, and I mean, you don't have kids, right?
No.
Like people who don't have kids know absolutely nothing about what it's like to have kids. Like it doesn't even
100%.
matter what anybody says to you. Like it's just, you will never understand it until you do it. Like that's why people who are parents just like laugh when people who aren't parents talk about time management, productivity. It's like, you don't know shit. Straight up.
Straight up. Yeah.
Like, I didn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, going back to your question about fitness and how to basically make a name for yourself, man, you got to know what game you're playing. And it's not just fitness. You know, I'm fascinated by wealth management too, and wealth growth too, right? Because it's the same psychology, right? It's compound interest. It's doing the little things well every day, understanding that there's a long-term goal in the future. And if you fall for get ripped quick, the same as get rich quick, it might work if you get lucky. That doesn't mean you were smart. Doesn't mean you made a good decision. It means you got lucky. But the type of person who's going to fall for those things, even if it works for them once, is going to fall for it another time and get taken advantage of. But even then, right, who you listen to for advice depends on what game you're playing.
Yep.
Right. I'm a long-term value investor. I'm a utility investor in cryptocurrency. Right. As a result, it's completely irrelevant to me, somebody who swing trades NFTs.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't mean that what they're doing and the advice that they're giving out is not good advice for people who want to swing trade and day trade NFTs, right? A day trader in stocks might be really, really smart, might be giving really, really good advice, but it ain't for me.
Right.
Because that's not the game that I'm playing. And so if you take a step back and you know what game you're playing, you know who to listen to, you know who to emulate, you know how to immediately identify actions that others are taking that may work for them but aren't right for you. And that's the key.